Late at night, Bihter couldn't fall asleep. Her husband was lying right beside her, but he was unable anymore. He had grown old. In search of happiness, Bihter quietly left Adnan sleeping and made her way toward Behlul's room. She knew he would help her. When she reached there, she saw that Behlul was still awake. She slowly started talking to him and, in a slightly playful and naughty way, tried to tease him. The longing that had been buried inside her for years was, to some extent, fulfilled. A smile finally appeared on her face. A few days earlier, Bihter had married Adnan out of compulsion. Her family was poor, with no stable source of income. There were 2 daughters in the house who were of marriageable age. The family hoped that if one of them married a wealthy man, their situation might improve. Around that time, a very rich man named Adnan came to their house. Bihter's mother, Mrs. Furwas, was very happy to see him and secretly dreamed of marrying her daughter into wealth. However, Adnan had come for some urgent work and left shortly after. Later, during dinner, Bihter's brother-in-law revealed that Mr. Adnan wanted to marry Bihter. Hearing this, her mother felt conflicted and upset. With no clear response, the decision was left to Bihter. Adnan was much older than her and already married. After thinking it over, she agreed to the marriage. A few days later, Bihter was excited because Adnan's children were coming to visit. Soon, his younger son, Bülent, arrived and quickly accepted her, even calling her mom. However, his older daughter, Nihal, kept her distance. She spoke politely and shook hands, but it was clear she wasn't comfortable accepting Bihter as her mother. Later, during dinner, a man named Behlul arrived. He was Adnan's nephew and had a playful, flirtatious personality. He was very close to Adnan. He complimented Bihter's beauty and congratulated her on the marriage. Gradually, Bihter became the mistress of a luxurious house. Outwardly, she seemed happy with his lavish lifestyle, but in reality, she wasn't. Adnan provided her with every comfort, but he couldn't fulfill her emotional and physical needs. Still, she pretended to be content. One day, Bihter took the initiative to take Nihal shopping. At first, Nihal felt a bit awkward, but as they talked more, a bond began to form. Soon, they developed a good friendship, shopped a lot, and returned home together. But that night again, when Bihter spent time with Adnan, her desires remained unfulfilled. Adnan apologized for not being able to satisfy her, but Bihter brushed it off jokingly. Deep down, however, the truth was very different and slowly started to surface. She had chosen this life herself. Time passed, and a year went by. Then came their wedding anniversary. To celebrate, the whole family planned a picnic. Adnan invited Bihter's mother and sister as well. On the surface, everything looked happy. As they traveled to a beautiful location for the picnic, Behlul started flirting with one of Adnan's relatives. Bihter noticed this from behind, but she chose to remain silent. Later, everyone gathers together to eat. During the meal, Adnan praises Bihter a lot, saying he has found the most beautiful wife in the world. Then he gifts her an old, valuable necklace, an heirloom from his family. When everyone is resting, Bihter notices Behlul. He is flirting with a girl, trying to get close to her, and even touching her. But the girl doesn't give him much attention and angrily tells him to leave. When Behlul refuses to go, she calls her mother, forcing him to walk away. As he leaves, he gestures toward Bihter, which stirs something inside her. After returning home, Bihter can't stop thinking about it. Behlul is undeniably handsome and young, and these thoughts begin to create a storm within her. Meanwhile, Adnan tries to get close to her again, and as always, he fails before anything really happens, leaving her unfulfilled. Frustrated and upset, Bihter breaks the necklace Adnan had given her. Her inner anger is now clearly visible, though she still doesn't openly express it. The next day, Bihter learns that Adnan has decided to bring her mother to stay with him because she is unwell, hoping that being around family will help her recover. But Bihter doesn't like this at all. She knows her mother's behavior very well. Nihal is also upset with her father, and everyone retreats to their rooms in anger. Soon after, Mrs. Furwas arrives at the house. As soon as she comes in, she instructs a servant to keep an eye on everything. She asks where Bihter is, and the maid tells her she's in her room. Later that night, after having a drink, Bihter leaves Adnan asleep and heads toward Behlul's room. She knows he will help her. When she gets there, she sees that Behlul is still awake. She starts talking to him slowly and playfully teases him again. Behlul gets nervous and asks, "What are you doing here this late?" She replies, "A few days ago, I asked you to bring me some candy. Did you bring it?" Behlul had been waiting for an opportunity like this. He says, "I did bring it, but I forgot to give it to you." As he takes out the candy, the power suddenly goes out, making Bihter's heart race. He then feeds her candy, leaving a sweet taste on her lips. Along with it, the longing she had buried for years is finally, at least partly, set, and she feels happy. The next morning, Bihter pretends to have a fever. Adnan becomes very worried and talks about calling a doctor. After a while, her mother comes to see her and tries to explain that she once made a wrong decision in her own life, one that still haunts her. She doesn't want her daughter to fall into the same trap. She also warns her about Bilal, saying everyone knows he is a notorious flirt and that Bihter should keep her distance. Otherwise, people will start talking behind her back. But Bihter doesn't take her words seriously. On the other side, Nihal feels sad because her younger brother has been sent away to another city for his studies by their father. Bilal tries to comfort her, saying that life doesn't always stay the same, and we have to adapt ourselves accordingly. Bihter sees all of this from upstairs and feels a sense of jealousy building inside her. She quickly comes downstairs, trying to interrupt them. But Bilal has no such intentions and simply says he has to go to the city, then leaves. After he's gone, Bihter goes into Bilal's room and starts looking around. She looks at his bed, remembering the moments they shared, and it gives her a strange sense of comfort. Then she finds his clothes in the room, which makes her happy. Suddenly, she hears some noises outside and quickly returns to her own room. Soon night falls. After finishing work, Adnan comes to Bihter. She tells him that they should go to the city together that night, but Adnan refuses. This makes her angry. Later, he tries to get close to her to make up for it, but just like every day, he loses before anything meaningful happens, leaving Bihter heartbroken once again. Because of this, her attention shifts even more toward Bilal. That same night, she sees that Bilal has returned from the city. Once again, she goes to his room under the excuse of having candy. This time, Bilal tries to stop her from coming in because he's afraid someone might find out about their relationship. But Bihter insists, saying nothing will happen and that she loves him. After this, their relationship continues to grow deeper. Whenever Adnan leaves for work, Bihter takes the opportunity to go to Bilal's room. Bilal brings different candy every day, and it becomes a daily routine. Bihter even says that if they ever get caught, they will run away somewhere far together. And so, Bihter and Bilal continue meeting without fear. Poor Adnan has no idea about any of this. Whenever he returns from work, he simply finds Bihter waiting for him in bed. One day, Nihal asks her father to let her go to the city as well, since Bihter and Bilal are going. But Adnan refuses. Nihal then asks if things aren't going well between him and Bihter. Adnan says everything is fine, but deep down, he knows the truth about their relationship. Soon, the three of them prepare to leave for the city. As they step outside, they see Bihter's sister, who has just arrived at the house that day. Bihter is happy to see her, but tells her that she's going to the city with Nihal and Bilal and will meet her soon after returning. Hearing this, her older sister warns her that being around a man like Bilal is not right. But Bihter reassures her, saying not to worry, she won't betray Adnan. After that, Bihter, Bilal, and Nihal go shopping together in the market. Even there, Bihter and Bilal keep exchanging glances. They have clearly become each other's unfulfilled desire. However, their driver quietly observes everything. Bihter softly tells him, "Just wait a little, tonight I'll definitely come to your room." Later, when the three of them return home, Bihter's mom starts joking around. She tells Adnan that going out with a young man like Bilal could damage their reputation. Hearing this, Adnan shows a bit of irritation and starts to walk away, and everyone quietly goes to their own rooms. Later, Bihter once again goes to meet Bilal for candy, because now she can't even tolerate a moment of distance from him. She tells him they need to be careful since her mother has started suspecting them. Bilal replies, "I wish we had never met. This is getting out of control. If my uncle finds out, it'll create a huge mess." Afterward, as usual, Bihter is about to leave when Bilal casually says that she only comes to him to fulfill her desires, and then goes back to her husband like a loyal wife once she's done. Hearing this, Bihter gets furious, slaps him, and storms out. The next day, Bilal meets Adnan. Adnan says, "You seem different these days." Bilal avoids the topic and gets ready to leave for the city. Just then, Bihter arrives and asks him to bring candy from the city. After Bilal leaves, Adnan brings up a new idea. He suggests that maybe Nihal and Bilal should get married, a proposal that actually came from Bihter's mother. Hearing this, Bihter feels uneasy. She laughs it off and says they don't even like each other, and it's not right to make such a decision without Nihal's consent. Adnan explains that since Nihal's mother passed away, she has been very lonely, but Bihter feels something is wrong and realizes that her mother is behind this plan. She goes to confront her, asking why she did this. Her mother explains that she only wants what's best for her and doesn't want her daughter to repeat the same mistakes she made in her own life. She believes that if Bilal gets married, everything will fall into place. Just then, Nihal arrives. When she hears about the marriage plan, she clearly says that she will only marry by her own choice. After that, she leaves for her aunt's house, and the atmosphere at home slowly begins to change. Bilal starts distancing himself from Bihter, and her life goes back to how it was before, lonely, incomplete, and filled with longing. Days pass like this, and the distance between them keeps growing. Her husband still fails, and her frustration continues to build silently inside her. Then one day, Bilal goes to visit Nihal at her aunt's house. He meets her aunt and asks for permission to take Nihal out nearby. Later, when he gets Nihal alone, he talks to her for a long time and eventually brings up the topic of marriage. He proposes to her. But Nihal is innocent and unsure. She doesn't give any clear answer and leave the matter hanging. She knows Bilal well and doesn't fully trust him. Still, Bilal keeps trying to convince her, expressing his feelings and saying things in such a way that she finds herself unable to respond. Later, Bilal returns home and tells everyone that he went to meet Nihal. Hearing this news, Bihter feels restless again. To make him jealous, she goes and sits beside her husband and says that she might be pregnant. Adnan becomes extremely happy hearing this, but Bilal feels very uncomfortable and quietly leaves for his room. As soon as she gets the chance, Bihter follows him and confronts him angrily. Bilal warns her that if she keeps behaving like this, his uncle will soon find out about them. Hearing this, Bihter starts shouting, as she is furious that Bilal has decided to marry Nihal. She reminds him of his promise, that he would always stay with her, and accuses him of now trying to leave her for his own benefit. Bilal tries to calm her down, saying that he truly loves her, but marrying Nihal is necessary for him. Somehow, he manages to send her back. The next day, Bihter's son returns home. Meanwhile, her mother continues trying to save her marriage. She tells Adnan that if Bilal and Nihal get married, it will benefit the whole family. She especially advises him to take better care of Bihter and give her enough attention so she won't feel the need to look elsewhere. She hints that Bihter is young and Adnan should be more mindful of her needs. Then Bihter's mother reveals that Bihter is not actually pregnant. It was just an excuse. Hearing this, Adnan feels hurt and begins to question why she lied to him. Suspicion starts to grow in his mind. On the other side, Bihter gets dressed up and once again goes to Bilal under the excuse of candy. Bilal looks worried and asks where his uncle is, but Bihter brushes it off and tells him to focus on her, asking him to love her and refuse the marriage. But Bilal clearly tells her that it's too late now. He will marry Nihal. He explains that once the marriage happens, no one will suspect anything and they can still continue meeting afterward. However, Bihter refuses to accept this. It's clear that her emotions have now turned into an obsession. She completely breaks down. Bilal, now irritated, tells her that she also used him and asks her to stop acting crazy. Hearing this, Bihter storms out in anger. After leaving, she goes straight to her mother. Her mother had already suspected something, but now Bihter finally tells her everything, that she is in love with Bilal. She knows exactly what kind of person he is, yet her obsession and emotional emptiness have gone too far. Her mother tries to stop her, but Bihter begs for help. She asks her to somehow stop the wedding. Seeing her condition, her mother feels helpless and agrees to help her. The next morning, as everyone sits together for breakfast, Nihal openly agrees to the marriage in front of everyone. Hearing this, Bihter starts laughing, even though things have become even more difficult for her. Her mother is left with nothing to say, though she still tries to delay the wedding. However, Bilal firmly states that he is ready and the wedding will happen soon. No one is able to oppose him, and the decision is finalized. Now Bihter's anger and pain both intensify. Her mother keeps trying to make her understand that she needs to accept the situation and move on, leaving the past behind. Later, everyone is sitting together to relax. Bihter and her mother both make sarcastic remarks about Bilal. They are trying to prove him wrong, but Bilal calmly promises them that after marrying Nihal, he will keep her happy. Later, Bihter is taking a shower, but by now she has almost lost herself in her obsession. Every time she sees Bilal and Nihal together, she becomes restless. Her mother keeps trying to explain to her that everything has changed now, that her path is different. That night, Bihter quietly goes to meet Bilal again, but this time he doesn't even open the door. As the wedding day gets closer, Bihter is completely shattered. Her mother tells her to stay involved with the family and participate, but Bihter refuses, saying she can't take this anymore. In anger, she decides that she will tell Adnan everything. But her mother stops her, warning that this madness will destroy everything. She locks Bihter in her room and goes to Bilal, asking him to come and calm her down. Hearing this, Bilal immediately goes to Bihter's room to talk to her. At the same time, their driver reveals the truth about their affair to Adnan. Now everything spirals out of control. Furious, Adnan rushes toward Bihter's room. Inside, Bihter is acting desperately and irrationally. She refuses to listen to Bilal and insists that they run away together. When Bilal refuses, she pulls out a... Bilal realizes that things have gone too far and that Adnan probably already knows the truth. He starts thinking of a way to escape. Bihter looks out the window and sees Bilal escaping in a boat. In that moment, something changes inside her. She realizes that the person for whom she was ready is running away, abandoning everything. Her perspective shifts completely. At that moment, Adnan enters the room. But this time, Bihter isn't afraid to face him. For the first time, she speaks openly. She says she can no longer live in this hell-like life. Without looking back, she walks out of the room, passes through all the guests, and leaves the house. Now she doesn't care about anyone, neither Adnan nor a coward like Bilal. And at this point, the story comes to an end.